What is up, you guys? Wonder Bro here. I'm just going to jump straight into the meat and potatoes of this one. You are not going to heal the way you wish to heal if you are focusing really hard on trying to use the mental advice, right? What does that mean? I see it happen all the time. People get into my videos and they hear me say things like, oh, when you experience an intrusive thought, don't follow it down the rabbit hole. You know, if your thoughts are running wild, that's okay. Just remind yourself it is what it is. Let it burn. Let those mind storms happen. If you catch yourself starting to fight with them and say things like, oh God, what does that mean? Could that be true? How can I solve that? How can I figure that out? If you catch yourself doing that, yes, you do need to slow yourself down, correct yourself, and say, you know what? It's just a mind storm. That thing that my mind is predicting, whatever, just let it burn, let it happen. I don't care, right? That is true. I do preach the importance of the mental advice. However, if you are focusing really hard, this brings me to the point of this video. If you are focusing really hard on trying to use that mental advice to the point where every day is spent in bed on the couch, or most of your day is spent in bed on the couch, just focused really hard, oh, you know, I got to get this mental advice down, I got to get this mental advice down. You are not using the two keys. What are the two keys? The two keys are, yes, the mental advice, have an accepting attitude, don't fight with those thoughts, just let them happen, catch yourself if you start to fight with them, right? But also live your life. Now, some people say I am living my life. I take the kids to school, I do my job, I go to work, I come home. I get that. But if in most of your free time, you are just sitting in that corner, sitting in that bed, sitting on that couch, sitting in whatever, wherever, trying really hard to use the mental advice, you are just psyching yourself out. The reason that doesn't work is because if you focus really hard on just using the mental advice, you're already ruminating. You're already sitting there thinking 24/7 about the mental side of things, which is just very stressful, right? It's just very stressful, and that's why that doesn't work. You need to live. Not only for that reason, right, but also because living helps show your brain the truth. It helps show your amygdala that there is no real danger. Behaviors are the language of the amygdala. So yes, the mental advice is important, guys, right? You don't want to add fuel to the fire. When those thoughts are there, when those mind storms are happening, you do want to correct your attitude and say, hey, I expected that to show up. Yes, it feels real. It's fine. Nothing I can do about it. Just let it happen. You do want to do that, yes. But you also want to be involved in the world around you, okay? You want to fill your time up. And I'm not saying you have to be busy 24/7, but you want to get off Google. You want to get out of the corner and just sitting in the corner trying to figure out the mental stuff. You want to go get involved in the world around you, even if that's in little ways. You want to go take the trash out. You want to go do the laundry. You want to play a video game, to watch a movie. Even if you don't feel like doing these things, you want to do these things so that you can help your brain learn that the danger doesn't exist. Right? So there's multiple reasons why it's not a good idea just to sit around and focus really heavy on the mental side of the advice. There's a lot of good reasons why I have two keys and not just one. There's a lot of good reasons why you need to use both keys. Even if you think, oh, living sounds irrelevant, it is so important. It is so important. So I'll give an example. If you normally start your day out by laying in bed, focusing on your anxiety symptoms and your thoughts, trying really hard to have that mental advice down, so you're just laying there staring at the ceiling, okay, don't fight it, it is what it is, and blah, blah, blah. Get up. Get up. Yes, I want you to take that attitude with you. Yes, I do want you to tell yourself things like, you know what? If there's a bunch of thoughts in your head right now causing you anxiety, or a thought, yes, I do want you to say, okay, you know, it is what it is. I don't need to fight with that. Just let that burn, you know. I do want you to do that, but get up. Yeah, but get up, right? I want you to do both. They both serve a very important purpose, right? I'm telling you, if you're sitting around every day not doing as many things as you could be doing, right, because you're too busy sitting there focusing on trying to work out what the mental advice is, you are psyching yourself out. You're sitting there worrying about the advice, which is not the advice, right? So just adopt an overall mental attitude or statement like, hey, it is what it is, let the fire burn, let it knock, anxiety learns while anxiety is turned on, fuck it, right? Whatever you want your sort of mental attitude to be, adopt that. And anytime you notice that you're worrying too much about what the thoughts are saying, or you're trying to make them go away, oh God, why are these thoughts here? I do want you to practice your accepting attitude. Yes, it's important, but I feel like I'm slowly sinking here. But get your ass in gear, right? Because if you're sitting there just trying to perfect the mental advice, you're already worrying about the mental advice. Worry is worry. It does not matter if the worry is about the advice itself. It's still worry. Adopt your new attitude, practice it, even if you don't believe it, practice it, work on it, but get your ass in gear. It's very important that you are living. And like I said, it's not something I'm trying to tell you to stay busy 24 hours a day. It could be something small, like watching a movie, playing a video game, talking to a friend. Yeah, these are things that you may not feel like doing, but it's very important that you do them. All right, you guys. So, have a full productive day. I don't want to hear the excuse about, oh, there's not much I can do. There's always something that you can do. There is always something that you can do that does not involve just laying there trying to think your way out of anxiety, trying to think really hard about what the advice means, right? There is always something you can do. Get up and clean. Go for a walk. Brush your teeth. Take a shower. Do the laundry. Cook a meal. Call a friend. Exercise, play a video game, watch a movie, clean that, clean this, do things and get involved with your family, the people around you. If there's nobody around you, okay, find something else to do. Have a productive, positive day. Get into hobbies, do things you enjoy. No, you won't feel like doing these things. I keep preaching that because it's important, right? It takes time for your brain to catch up. No, you won't feel like doing these things, but the advice is to not sit in the corner and try to figure out mental acceptance. The advice is to pick a new attitude, run with it, and get back into the fucking world, right? So, why am I getting so passionate about this topic? Because I know there's a lot of people that flip-flop. They try really hard to use the mental advice, but they're not living. Their days are like bare minimum. They do a few things. They're not staying, they're not staying productive in their daily lives. So they're really just adding to the anxiety. They're sitting there trying to figure out the mental advice. I know there's people that do that flip-flop, and then they try to live, but they're not practicing their mental attitude. Do both. Pick a new mental attitude, whatever you want it to be. Run with it while those thoughts and feelings are there, but get involved in life. This is an energy exchange. What you give energy to will thrive. You got to start giving energy into the real world. If you're sitting there worrying about how to use acceptance, you're really far off. All right, you guys. Why do I continue to feel like I'm sinking, man? I should probably not use a stack of pillows as a tripod anymore. I'll keep that in mind for the next video. Anyway, if you're sitting there struggling, man, chances are you're trying to figure this shit out mentally. I just want you to pick a new attitude, whether you feel like you believe it or not. Just pick a new accepting attitude to use when those thoughts and feelings are there. Whether it feels like it's working or not, just pick a new accepting attitude, but get going. If you're sitting there struggling because you're just every day sitting there trying to figure out how to mentally accept anxiety, get going. Put some energy into the real world. No, these things are not going to feel like they make much of a difference right away. It takes time for the brain to catch up. There's a bit of a time lag, right? But the more productive and positive of a day you have today, no matter how you feel, right? Even if it feels forced, the better your days in the future are going to be. All right. I love you guys so much. Thank you for watching today's video. Leave a like if you enjoyed it. We always do this near the end of the video. If you watch the whole video, I want you to comment down below, confuse the people who did not make it all the way, and let me know. Let's see, I never plan these things. Let me know what your favorite color combination is. All right, you guys. Leave a like, as I said. Check me out on all my social media, Vacate Fear, Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, and TikTok. We got it all. DM me if you're interested in reoccurring coaching sessions. Talk once a week. Whatever you want to do, we'll set it up. And until next time, as always, stay awesome.